Guten Abend. Heute ist der 10. April. 皆さん、こんばんは。今日は4月10日です。Today is the 100th episode, April 10th, 2018. I didn't think I'd get here. I have let a lot of things go that I was playing with in the past, but now it's time to improve, and we gotta look forward. So I have 265 days left to go, and there's no way that I can think about reducing my productivity schedule to like 2 a week or anything like that. Because if I do, I'm really scared I'm going to slowly decline in my productivity and eventually just stop altogether. So just gotta keep going, gotta keep chugging. So with that, I've decided to kind of divide my production into 3 different categories. The first category that I seem to focus on is 3D printing. So within 3D printing, I think this one might be a playlist. So within 3D printing, I'm going to portray my process in the creation of a print, as well as the errors that I face and the hurdles that I have to kind of overcome in achieving that print. Because I'm running into a lot of errors, and sometimes those solutions are unorthodox. They're very strange, but sometimes they're really straightforward, and I sit there sometimes and I'm just thinking that I made it so much harder. The second bullet point within 3D printing is the concepts, so how I work in Blender, and also the concept designs that I create in there that will potentially be prints in the future. So little previews of what is to be created later. And then finally, the production of a print. I will once something's done, I plan to have a panel sort of thing, a little discussion on my experience in creating this thing, as well as a personal review, my thoughts on, did I make it harder? Was that print just really difficult? Did I think that I could have halved the time, or do I think it should have been longer? And then the end goal is to eventually be able to kind of reflect on that print, and based off of that reflection decide, is this a potential product? Could there be a potential store in the future? We don't know. We'll see where that goes. So that's that category. The second category that I tend to focus on a lot is games, both virtual and tabletop. And basically, this will be an exploration, a road trip of sorts through the virtual worlds of video games. So this is where I challenge myself and any brave souls daring enough to join me to begin a game and then complete it in order to move on to the next game. 100%ing the game is an option, but it's not a requirement, because some of those requirements to 100% a game are just asinine. It's crazy sometimes. And then failure to do so, failure to complete the game, should I rage quit or just deem this game not worth my time and effort, I will still move on to the next game, but at a cost. There will be certain punishments or alternative challenges that I or any of the other players will have to submit myself or themselves either before the next game can begin or before the current month is up. We'll play with schedule availabilities and see which works better. And then the third category is the standard dailies. So this category will focus on like what I do not related to me playing a game or babysitting a plastic metamorphosis. The goal is to have it feature the cultivation of skills, or is to feature skills I try to cultivate, like the silks, anything in that circus realm. Cooking, I would like to try to be able to cook more than just chicken katsu, Brussels sprout things, low carb, high protein pizzas. Everyone should know how to cook. And everyone should know how to cook well, because just eating out all the time, it's not good. And also, just eating at really good restaurants, it can be healthier for you, but super expensive. Like crafts, so little segments of like when I need to like create a thing or something, I'll just kind of throw that in there as like a little segment. And then when appropriate, interviews that I happen to conduct, because I still would like to keep my journalism skills alive, because that's been nosediving real fast. Exploration, I need to get out. I like to travel, wander around, get lost. And discovery. It's always really fun when you discover something you didn't know was there before. I may throw little references to or advertisements for things that happen in those other channels and playlists. So if I sit down really quick at the 3D printer, I may throw a little tidbit in there, but it's not going to be a full episode. And then like I'll sit down to like, let's say, make a sword out of cardboard or something, like I'll create a segment for that in the frame of my daily videos. But hopefully it won't detract from the narrative of the daily in its entirety. This is the theory anyway. So we'll see how that works. And then as a little asterisk next in the dailies is language. So a thing that I tried to do earlier, and then just sort of fade it out in later videos is the language thing. I really need to... The big trip is coming up, and I have been really neglecting my review and study of German. I feel like I'm back to where I started, where I know words, but I cannot hold a conversation. I can't even construct a sentence really well without looking up the words or something. So from here on out, segments, one like standard segment within each daily is going to be a forced kind of scenario in which I will take that scenario, break it down, and then find out, the words that will be used in that sentence, reconstruct the sentence using the grammatical structure and the new vocabulary, or the new vocabulary, and then using the sentence. Let's use the words that we learn. So hopefully in this way I can supplement that with Duolingo and just kind of expedite my review back to where I was when I graduated college, when I left high school. So to begin that, let's start day 100 off by breaking down what I was saying earlier. So with that, let's start day 100 off with a few things. First, this just came in the mail, and this thing will basically act as an assist to make sure that we can maximize the security that I can contact anyone at any time for the next 3 days without needing a charge. But also, more superficially, it will guarantee that I can maximize my Pokemon Go time. That's right. I bought this thing because I wanted to play Pokemon Go more. You're free to hate me now.